it's Izzy, and today I'm talking about the 10-day cleanse that is coming up and detoxing from coffee, from sugar, and really like setting your intentions for this cleanse. Now, what all is included in the cleanse? We are really focusing on grounding, which we'll be doing through meditation, gut health, which is where we are eliminating just for 10 days the coffee, the sugar, which hopefully you'll kick your sugar habit and wean yourself down on coffee and just create a healthier relationship with food. So I will be talking about the mental cravings, the relationship with food. So like, what do you do when you've got that craving and it's not going away? Instead of just pacing and opening the refrigerator and closing it, 1,000 times, what do we do with that? So we'll be talking about that. You'll be getting lots of support. Anytime you ask a question in the group, I'm here to answer it. So just in case I didn't cover anything, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to cover like almost everything and probably more. And then we'll also be doing exercise, and exercise during a cleanse typically is different than exercise that you would be doing before or post the cleanse. Like post the cleanse, you're probably going to be lifting heavier, running harder. You're going to have so much more energy after this cleanse, and you're going to be able to do more and recover faster after doing a cleanse as well. So that's really important to note. So talking about coffee, which I've done a little video, I posted it in the Well Nourished group. If you're not in there yet, get in there. But with coffee on the cleanse, of course, ideally you would be completely off of coffee. However, to go completely cold turkey on coffee, you are most likely going to get a headache. And I'm telling you this because I've done this before. I've been doing this cleanse for 2, 3, maybe even more, 3 years or more. And the first few times I did it, I was just like, oh yeah, I got this. No soda, no coffee, cut, done. And 2 to 3 days into the cleanse, I was in bed with migraines. So make sure that you wean yourself down off the coffee. It is not a go cold turkey kind of thing. And if it's part of your habit, if it's part of your routine, it's really easy maybe to get rid of it for a moment, and then it's going to come right back as soon as you get stressed, because stress makes all of our like conscious thoughts and conscious decisions just go away. And that's like, I don't know if you've ever just been in the Oreos and you've eaten half the pack and you're like, I don't even remember eating them. It's a habit response, and we need to retrain that. So I love working with people on habit reformation. That being said, for coffee, here's your tips. Okay. Your tips are: 1, push it back as far as you can. If it's 20 minutes, if it's 1 hour, if you can wait, if you're a 6 a.m. person, can you push it until 10 a.m.? And keep pushing that coffee. I also would tell myself, okay, you got one, give it to me cup. So maybe it's like, okay, all day I get 1 cup of coffee. When am I going to use that? Suddenly something switches in the mind and you're like, okay, I can wait a little bit longer because I know I'm going to get more tired later. So you can use 2, playing a mind game with yourself. 3, absolutely, if you are going to drink coffee while you're on the cleanse, no sugar, no cream, just black. Coffee is not the enemy. Coffee is not bad. So I do want to clarify that. However, we want to get ourselves off of being dependent on the coffee for first thing in the morning. A lot of people drink it because they think they need it for energy. They're dehydrating themselves. So again, we're working on gut health. We really want to get digestion moving, and we want it to be moving in a healthy way. We want water first thing in the morning. We want the water pushing everything through. It's going to help too if you are one of those people where you've been drinking coffee and coffee doesn't necessarily give you a ton of energy anymore. You've become resistant to it. Let's take you off of it. And then when you come back on, you only need half a cup of black coffee and you'll be feeling great. So we can make that shift as well. Now, often I find when we cut out the cream and the sugar, if you are one of those people, we don't drink as much coffee anyways, because really what we're craving is the cream and sugar. It's my comfort. I will completely admit that. So that being said, I replace mine with a shake in the morning. So I get that creaminess. It has a sweeter taste to it. There's not as much sugar, and I'm in control. Now, as well as if it's a craving, you might have a magnesium deficiency, which I have a great supplement that I recommend. It's like a powdery drink mix that you make before bed. It helps you sleep. It helps manage your stress. And two, when we drink coffee and we get ourselves all in those jitters, we're more likely to have an anxiety attack. We're more likely to get frustrated. We don't feel as in control of our day. I'm not saying that's the case all the time or for everyone, but I want to help teach you how to really be in control of your mind, how to really be in control of your day, how to know that when these cravings happen and you feel like a 3-year-old suddenly throwing a tantrum because you can't function unless you have it, that you need to get control over that, because we do have to do things in life that we don't want to do. And we do have to have these growths and these up levelings and allow ourselves to push through our obstacles and deal with, a lot of times it's emotions that are hanging behind it. It's like procrastination. It's I don't feel good enough. It's, I just don't want to do this right now. And getting yourself over those and pushing past that so that you personally, on a mental, soul, however you want to view it, level, can suddenly have no obstacles anymore, because you're in control, you know what you want, and you make it happen. That's where I want to get you at. And I know, because I live there most of the time. I'm not going to say I'm there all the time, but I'm living most of the time, and it feels great. And I see a lot of people, once you're there, I see a lot of people suffering with obstacles that are in their mind that aren't really real. And I want to help guide you past that. And so that is one thing why we will be doing meditation. There will be some lectures within this. And this 10-day cleanse is really a lifestyle change. And so, as of course, we're taking out coffee. That means you're going to go to bed a little earlier. Okay? So that is part of the cleanse, as well as making sure that you're getting sleep and rest. This cleanse is not about taking things away from you. This cleanse is about giving you things back. This cleanse is about filling your life up with all the things that you want, which is why we will definitely be focusing on crafting a beautiful morning and evening routine, because I want you to have the morning of your dreams and the evening of your dreams. I want you to wake up refreshed, and I want you to go to bed relaxed. And I hope that's what you want to. If that is something that you want, because maybe your morning routine or your bedtime routine sucks and you don't look forward to it, like, go ahead and post some emojis. There could be some fun emojis on that. So let's post some emojis on that. And then let's really think about, like, what is it that we want our mornings to look like? A lot of time we make excuses. We say, I don't have time for that, or like, I just can't do it. I'm not a morning person, or, I don't have the energy to do that at night, or I'm distracted. And there's 1,000,001 excuses. If you've got some excuses, go ahead and type those in too. But we can move past these excuses. That is just something that you are telling yourself. Every little thing in our life, we have attached a meaning, an association, an experience to, and we can rewire our associations. Okay, first, sugar. Detoxing off of sugar. It's not fun, because that one is one that you need to go cold turkey on. Sorry. You need to go cold turkey, and you need to recognize that the pain, the inflammation, the swelling, the dehydration, any skin problems, all of that can be fixed with reducing your sugar. Like, it's this, and I don't mean like sugar, all sugar, like fruit sugar is good. Like, there's natural sugars that are okay, but I mean processed sugar. like table sugar, high fructose corn syrup. Yes, there are some like healthier sweetener options out there now. But even these like artificial sweeteners, those are processed, like the Sweet and Low, and oh gosh, I can't even think of their names now. All the little packets normally. If you know your healthy ones like monk fruit and stuff like that, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the ones that are just about in every single processed food. We're going to get away from the processed foods. We're going to get away from these sweeteners, these sugars. And when you do, blueberries will taste like your Skittles. Okay? Fruit will taste amazing. Your taste buds will shift and change. And it is amazing how much flavor you will taste in fruits and vegetables in a good way once we heal this gut health. And this processed food, these sugars are destroying your gut health, and it's making vegetables and fruit not taste so good. And so we want to shift that. But to get off of it, we've got to cut the sugar cold turkey, not the coffee. We wean ourselves down off the coffee, but the sugar has to stop. And it's not fun because a lot of our sugar cravings are tied to emotions. A lot of times, because sugar is just as addictive as a drug, like a hard drug. It lights the brain centers up. The brain centers? Yes, the brain centers up in your mind and gives you these little natural highs. And as soon as we come down off that, we crave more. Now, we can also, good morning, Melody. We can also have associations with these. So maybe you felt really good when you were a kid, you were making cookies with your grandma, or your parent always gave you a cookie as a reward for when you did something good. And so as an adult, we have these associations with, oh, I eat a cookie, I'm good. Oh, warm, fuzzy feelings with grandma, I eat a cookie, I remember those. And they associate in the mind as well. So it's really important to learn how to sit with those cravings when they're coming. And it will pass. It will pass. If you take 2 minutes to sit down with that feeling of that craving and allow yourself to breathe and mentally ask yourself, what is it that I'm feeling right now? What is it that I'm craving? This is powerful. This was how I lost my 40 pounds. Every time I got the craving, I would sit down and ask myself this. And then I would ask myself, what healthy option can I have instead? Because first you want to get yourself out of this like survival mindset, this craving. And then once you can work through that emotion, ask yourself, what can I have that's healthy instead? Maybe it's just that you're tired and you need some water, because water will help give you energy. Maybe you just needed to sit down and breathe because we need oxygen to get our energy. So allow yourself to recognize what it is that you're really needing. And then maybe you still are having that chocolate craving because it's an actual like deficiency of nutrients. And then you can make yourself like a healthy smoothie or shake that has a ton of fruits and veggies in it that is going to help satisfy both of those. And so that right there is my secret. That is my secret for how I lost 40 pounds and really started to reshape my relationship with food. I love talking about relationships with food. I have been on both ends of the spectrum where I felt like I could barely eat. Everything made me sick because I was so just emotional and caught up in how I ate and what I looked like. And then I've been on the binge eating, I can't control it spectrum. I can relate to both sides. So if you have any questions on that, you feel like you're struggling with an eating disorder of any kind, and an eating disorder really is if you don't feel like you're in control of your eating, or you feel like you're in so much control of your eating. So if you feel like that you don't have a healthy relationship with food, it could be an eating disorder. And not to make that sound like this big scary thing, because it's not always this big scary thing. Sometimes we don't even realize it. It's not always I'm binge eating or I'm purging and not eating. Like, it can just be a really unhealthy relationship with food and associations with food. And we can go down that path another time. But on this cleanse, I really want everyone to set an intention of what do you want to get out of 10 days? What do you want to cleanse yourself from? What do you want to put in? Because that's often the thing that we don't talk a lot about in cleanses. We're always so focused on like, get rid of. And I want you to focus more on what is it that you want to fill yourself up with? What are we making room for? Because if we don't have what we're making room for, then it's too easy to go back to all of the bad habits. And we don't want those. We want to start anew. So when we look at our morning, what do we want to get out of our morning? How do we want to set ourselves up for the rest of the day? You know, for me, I want to exercise every morning, but I want to do it in a way that feels good for me. So a lot of people, we think exercise in the morning, like, ugh, that sounds horrible. Well, why? What part of that sounds horrible? Because in your mind, when you think exercise in the morning, instantly what comes to mind is running or doing something really difficult. That doesn't have to be true. So I want you to question every association that you make with these things. Like, exercise in the morning could be this beautiful movement, more like a Tai Chi, where we waken our body and we rejuvenate. Or maybe it's meditation, or maybe it's reading, or maybe it's writing, or maybe it's just sitting with a cup of tea and listening to the birds. Like, what do you want your morning routine? And that might be maybe making this big list of all the things that you want in your day. Maybe it's family time. Maybe it's time to take a shower. Maybe it's time to organize something. Or maybe it's time to sit and think about a new life, to daydream. What is it, the things that you keep avoiding because you're too busy? What are your heart's desires that you really, really wish you had more time for? And I use this one all the time. If you had 1 extra hour in the day, 2 extra hours in the day, what would you do in that time? That's a great question to start with, because you do have time. You can make time, and I can help you, and I can show you that. So I hope you can join me in my 10-day cleanse, and if not, at least get into my Well Nourished group, because I want to have a lot of conversations like this, even in that group. It's all about community, and that's where I keep trying to urge people. So many people have left behind this feeling of community. I want you all interacting and talking to each other. I want us to share recipes. I want us to talk about our problems and feel like it's a safe place to talk about those. And you can talk about them with me. I'm not I'm HIPAA. Like, I'm not going to share anything with anyone. And you'll find that when we share our stories, we empower ourselves and we empower others, because most of the time we're going through the same struggles. I will tell you, I'm talking to a lot of you all. You all are going through a lot of the same struggles, and I would love for you all to connect and chat. And get with me if you want to just chat. If you're in the Louisville area or not, we can Zoom, we can go have coffee or go have brunch. Like, I am all about community. Like, for me, like, that is one of my key value words for myself and my soul. And so I want to spend time with you all. I want to support you, whether you're in the Well Nourished group, whether you're in my program, whether you just want to be in my network. So reach out, connect, and let's start helping each other have happy lives. Mornings to wake up to, evenings to cuddle up to, and really having a healthy relationship with life and food and ourselves. And so this is our 10-day cleanse coming up. I do have a meditation course that is also starting, that is very appropriate for beginners, but it's also a sampler platter of many different types of meditations, and it's just a great time to get into Zoom and see people's faces and talk and meditate together. And I'm doing it really, really low price. So both of these is $37 and $35. No excuses. It's an investment in yourself, and I do have a 30-day guarantee as well, especially on this 10-day detox. And in all honesty, like if you didn't get what you wanted out of it and you showed up for it, by all means, like I would love to have that conversation because I want your success. Your success is my success. And if you didn't get success out of it, I will gladly give you your money back. That is not a problem at all. I hope to figure out what happened and make that right with you. But by all means, like I am here for your success. That being said, I am so looking forward to just having so much fun. And you're going to see me a lot on here doing lives. You're going to see me a lot in the group coming up, because starting tomorrow, October 1st, I am fully on my own. I am just doing business consulting. I am just teaching meditation. I'm doing therapy appointments. So right now, the hypnotherapy coaching is all online in Zoom. I do occasionally meet up for people to network in coffee shops and stuff like that. But I'm on here. Like, this is now my job. My job is now to support you and help you have a happy, healthy life, mind, body, and energy. Yay! Like, that's so exciting. And if you want to partner up, so if you are also in the health field and you want to partner up and let's like think up some ideas, brainstorm. I really, really enjoy helping entrepreneurs as well go from hobby to business. And of course, there's not much money in that going from hobby to business, but I just love doing it. Now, I do the business consulting on, if you've got a business, you're already established, you need help on marketing, branding, getting to know your customers, sales tactics, or you're just like, I don't know what's not working. So I can help you with that too. All right. Mwah, mwah. I'll see you later.